The following is a paid program brought to you by My Philly Lawyer. The views and opinions expressed are those of the sponsor and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the station and its management.
Good morning. Court Radio is now in session. Call 215-227-2727. When you've got legal questions, we've got the answers. This is Court Radio. And now here's your host, Dean Weitzman.
Good morning, Court Radio listeners. It's Dean Weitzman, and I'm joined in the studio with my co-host, the one, the only, the inimitable David M. Rappaport.
Good morning.
Hello, Big Dave.
Hello.
Welcome back to Court Radio, folks. If you've got legal questions, we've got the answers. All you got to do is give us a call. 215-227-2727. That's the one number you need for all your legal issues in Philadelphia. It gets you into My Philly Lawyer, but on Sunday mornings from 7 to 8, it gets you into Court Radio. 215-227-2727. David.
Yes.
I know this affects you. It's
It
an
does.
excessive heat warning
I think
today.
It affects all of us.
But especially
me. Yes, I don't like the heat.
you. Yes.
No, hey.
Folks, you got to be careful out there today. They're saying it's going to feel like about 100 to 105 between the heat and the humidity. It's a typical, well, maybe atypical because it's extraordinarily hot, but it is the way things are in Philadelphia.
Muggy and stinky.
Yeah. Careful out there.
There you go.
You want to stay cool, stay
Refreshing.
indoors if you can. Go to the mall, hang out, relax, do a little shopping.
The cool mall.
The cool
Just
mall.
walk the cool mall.
Exactly, or sit in the cool mall. Or stay at home and listen to Court Radio, 215-227-2727. If you've got legal questions, we got the answers. Hey, David, guess what?
What? I'll bite.
My Philly Lawyer has its own perfected mobile app. All you got to do is go on to Android, the Google Play Store, or Apple, the App Store, and search out My Philly Lawyer. Download that app. It's got a ton of good information, and also it'll jump you onto Court Radio's website, where you can listen to David and I on podcasts until your head explodes. 215.
That's the only good thing about the app. Is you can listen to me.
215-227-2727. Yes. So
what else? I thought you were gonna mention something else when you said,
about the Google App Store?
No, when you just said news or.
Well, we got some news.
Yeah.
We definitely do. Let's start off with the Huffington Post.
Well, we start off with Trump. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even. I don't even know where to begin. I'm speechless. I just love this train wreck. And he's leading, I think, in some polls.
He is leading
for
on
the
the
Republican.
Republicans.
Yeah.
Yes. The Huffington Post has downgraded Donald Trump from news to entertainment.
Right, he's going to be on the any news about his candidacy will be in the entertainment section.
Yeah, so if you're looking for hard news, you won't find Donald Trump's campaign. I think the Trumpster is insane, and he's probably lost $1 billion. He lost The Apprentice.
Oh, I know.
He lost his clothing line is no longer carried in Macy's.
Right.
I don't. I mean,
a lot of other things too.
Yeah, he's lost $1 billion, and he keeps on going, and he is a train wreck. You're right.
Yeah, just the things he says. The candidacy. I mean, look. The fact that he leads in some polls is not surprising to me, only because it's like an entertainment thing. If he actually became president, I can't even fathom that. I think I'd have to move. I would actually leave the United States of America at that point, I think. I mean, lose all faith.
I'm going to hold you to that, David. Okay, we're going to do...
Oh, Canada.
We're going to do the show. We're going to podcast or simulcast or something. I'll
From
be
Canada,
here,
yeah.
and you'll be in Canada.
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
You look like a Canadian, you know? You got that Canadian... Yeah. You get that. You know, you need the hat with the flaps, the ear
And a Molson
flaps.
beer.
And yeah, there you go.
Some beer or something.
I don't know. Let's.
Anyway, he's insane, but he is entertaining. I do, and you know, for people who aren't inclined to vote Republican, he's a blessing because I want him to get the nomination because I can't believe our country would vote him in as president.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Well,
I won't. I refuse.
President Obama is calling for sweeping changes in the criminal justice system.
Mm-hmm.
This goes down into the category of a little too late. I mean, like, I've been screaming about this for a decade and a half. This country has incarcerated so many people for such stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially, we've got jails for addicts. I mean, most of the people in there were drunked up or drugged up, and they need
Addicts and kids. And
yeah, I mean, come on. This
the money that is spent is
wasted
ridiculous.
lives, wasted monies, families destroyed, you know, all over the criminal justice system. Half the judges we should retire.
And let's-
Half the laws we should throw out.
Let's not forget all the abuse that goes on in jails. Like, you know, the treatment.
Yeah.
I mean, even though these people are considered "quote unquote" criminals, there's
You
a lot
know-
of places they're treated horribly.
Violent criminals have got no problem.
Right.
Put them in, throw them away, you know, and 20 years later, maybe give them a shot at living outside again. But anything but violent criminals, if there's any connection between drugs and alcohol and selling drugs, and come on, stop it. There's no place in this society for people like that in prisons. You keep giving them an opportunity to change. Sure, you use prisons. It's the carrot and stick. But, I mean, come on, you know, and the politicians, are they not a knee-jerk reaction? Politicians love to put people in jail, show they're tough on crime.
Right.
You know, come on, stop it already. And it's costing us a fortune, a bloody fortune to put them in jail. Do you know that Texas spent like $3 billion to have 6 people on death row? You know, each one of them was like a $300 million appeal process.
Ugh.
You know, we got roads that need to be
I
repaired.
know.
Right.
Bridges, roads.
Lord have
Yeah,
mercy.
it doesn't make sense. It's all ridiculous.
And we keep electing politicians who keep doing the stupid stuff. Like, what's wrong with us? Why don't we figure this out?
The
Why
masses are asses.
this is not rocket science, folks. You want to hire politicians who are soft on crime. I know that doesn't sound good. But what I mean is, you want to hire politicians who have a new take on crime. You know, don't to have the same stupid knee-jerk reaction. If they're stomping about we're going to lock up criminals, they're not the right politicians. Don't hire them. 215-227-2727. And stop saying elected. Let's not elect politicians. Let's hire them. When I cast my vote, I'm hiring you. And you got to do the right job or get out. 215-227-2727. I'm tired of this.
I kind of like elect. I'm going to keep elect. But yeah,
that's all right.
it's really not hiring, but you know, I guess in a way it is. They're getting paid.
Come on,
and,
they're being paid, and you're interviewing them in the election process, and you're hiring them. Don't be so, you know, hoity-toity and highfalutin with this election
You actually
stuff.
you make a lot of sense in a way for once.
Oh my
No.
goodness!
Because I think if people looked at it the way you're saying,
Yeah.
they would actually listen to some of the issues.
Yeah,
Because the way they're doing it now, they just say, "I'm going to vote for the guy with the flashiest tie."
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know that's the basis right now.
right.
The guy who sounded good on the soundbite on TV, you know, that's
Exactly. It's like you got a company, your company, and you're going to hire somebody. Come on.
right.
And you know, whatever. You know, it's like you know, I'm screaming in the forest, talking to trees. Folks, get up, listen to what they have to say, hire them, and if you don't like them, fire them.
Fire them, exactly.
You know, All right, let's talk to Brady from Logan. Because, gotta
Dean's
stop.
in a bad mood now.
Hey, Brady, welcome to Court Radio. How are you, sir?
All right, yourself.
I'm well, thank you. Brady, that's a great name. It's a special name. I like that name, Brady. Brady from Logan. So what's going on in Logan today? You staying out of the heat today?
Oh, most definitely. Staying in air conditioning. Go to church, come back home, back in air conditioning.
My man. All right. So what's your question today?
Well, my wife co-signed for my son a car, and they supposed to put the car in his name, but they put it in her name, but she don't have a driver's license, so she's not able to get insurance. But on top of that, when he sent the first payment off, they said they didn't get it. So now they're coming after her for the car.
Yeah, well, my condolences.
Yeah, really.
My condolences, because if you had been an adherent to the My Philly Lawyer propaganda train, you would have heard me say, and David agree. I watch him
Very
nod.
rarely.
But you would have heard me say, don't ever co-sign a loan that you don't intend to have to pay. Because when you co-sign, you're the maker of that loan. And if Sonny doesn't pay the bills, it's your credit that's affected, and they come after you because you're the one who's financially secure. So they're going to take your house, put a lien against your house, do everything bad to you, not to Sonny. And so if you're going to make that loan, you have to make it with your eyes wide open and say, look, if Sonny doesn't pay the loan, we are, because that's what you're. And if we don't, it's our credit that's going to be affected, 100%. And there's no way out of it.
Oh, okay.
But
So now they repossessed the car, but we can't go get it back because she don't have a license.
well, you can get it back. You could just say, Sonny, give me the keys to the car. I'm taking it back. We're going to sell.
No, it's
dad has got the
repossessed.
car now.
Who has it?
The finance company repossessed it.
Well,
Yeah.
in order to get that car back, I don't know how far down the road you are in this process, but you could pay whatever it is they say you're behind. If you're behind 2 payments, you could pay the 2 payments and then, cure the default and take the car back and then sell the car. You could do that.
Okay.
You could do that, and so that's one option, or not. But I mean, bottom line, and it never works out well when you're doing it this way, and because then you got to make sure there's so many things you got to make sure. The car is in your name, so you got to make sure it's constantly insured. God forbid he gets into an accident in that car, right? Think about this. He gets into an accident in that car. Potentially, you're going to be the defendant in a lawsuit, or your wife will be. And then if somebody was injured and they get a big old judgment against you, then they can take that judgment from her. It's just it's a big mess, Brady. So listen, if you got other questions about this, give us a call during the week. We'll be happy to answer them. 215-227-2727. All right?
All right, thank you.
Peace. Have a great time at church.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye. Hey, David.
Yes, sir.
You know what works now?
What works?
We fixed this.
Really?
If you go to courtradio.com and you want to ask a question of you and I,
Right.
they can send us a question right from courtradio.com, and it comes right to my cell phone, and it's a question we can answer on live on the air.
Well, we had that ability with Twitter.
It was broken.
Someone can tweet.
Oh yeah, sure.
And it'll go right to Twitter.
Yeah, but the only one who sees that is Monica.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
I don't pay any attention.
She's
to Twitter.
sitting right here.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
yeah, between 7 and 8. But I'm saying all week long. If you've got,
I get you.
If you've
It's
got-
always not just
yeah.
airtime.
If you've got legal questions, folks, all you got to do is go to courtradio.com, and David and I might entering into a contract here. Don't think that if you do it, we're guaranteed that you're going to get a question answered. But if your question entertains,
It's not going to my cell phone, so
if your
I'm not
question,
answering anything.
If your question entertains David and I,
Yeah.
we may answer it
On the air.
on the air.
I get you.
Yeah, I'm not calling people back or.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
it's going to be 24/7 on your phone.
No way. I'm not.
You're
doing-
not?
Nah.
Well, then what's
no.
the purpose of it?
Once in a while, we might take a online question for the show.
I think at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
tomorrow morning, I'm going to send a little message to your phone from that. And I encourage everyone else to do that.
There you go.
Who's listening?
Let's talk to Steven from Southwest Philly on line 5. Hey, Steven, welcome to Court Radio.
How do you do?
I do well.
We do well.
Yeah, I do.
Both of you, for that matter.
We are well.
Steven, you got...
All right. It beat
Steven?
the heat today, fellas. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, really.
You have a radio voice.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you. That's what I tried to do most of my young life.
Really?
Yeah.
Take my voice in everybody's ear.
Your
Yeah.
voice sounds really familiar.
It's...
Thank you.
Yeah. He's got...
Thank you. Yeah.
He's
familiar.
Do you remember a CB radio craze?
Yeah, right. Breaker.
Yeah.
Right.
Steven was on a CB radio then. He had that big lollipop microphone. He was practicing and stuff. And it's worked.
Oh, moi?
Hey, see?
Are you talking about moi?
I am. Moi. Steven.
I know who this person is. I can't quite put my finger on
No,
it.
no, seriously, fellas.
Yeah.
If you knew me personally, you know I'm a stone cold nutty Marine, so you know me.
Oh,
Marine.
we have
Marine.
Semper Fi.
Yeah.
Always faithful. And Krazi, so I need y'all.
Steven, you have a question.
What's your
for
question,
us.
Marine?
My friend passed away, and he and I had formed an LLC together.
Okay.
And now that he's gone, express to me, do I go to Delaware to update this, or can I do it from here?
Ooh, you pose an interesting question, but I'm not sure my answer is going to fit with your theories.
Did he have, my first question would
I thought I stumped you for a
no.
minute.
The first question would be: did you have a partnership agreement or anything, or is it just LLC?
Yes, we did.
You did. Okay.
And did that partnership agreement say that his shares came to
Yes.
you? They okay. All
Yes,
right.
yes.
So now you're good. All right.
Yeah,
I
so then
was
it's
confused.
easy.
We're the only two names on the LLC.
Well, then
so
you're-
if anything had happened to me, it would have been to him, and vice
Right.
versa.
Your question's easy then.
Well, I just want to make sure. I'm just going to say this again. So you have I know you're both the only two on the LLC, okay? And you have a certain amount of shares, and he had a certain amount of shares. And
50-50.
50-50, okay. Now, but you have an agreement in writing that says if either of us should die, the shares of that person will go to and become the property of the survivor. You have that agreement.
Far as down on paper, no.
Oh, wait a minute.
Listen.
Okay.
I was assuming, and you know what Benny Hill say about it.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I was assuming that being that both of us were involved in this LLC, something happened, it automatically reverts.
Oh,
No.
bad assumption.
No.
Because it is on his, or my grand on mine.
No.
So it's just his name and my name.
Bad assumption.
No. I believe, okay, if we dug this down, that his shares would go to his family. If he has a will, it would be willed to whoever he willed his property to. If he has no will, it passes by intestacy under operation of law and goes to his next of kin. His shares in your company are now owned by someone else.
Mm.
And only if the two of you had sat down with Saul from my office and put together a partnership agreement or a shareholders agreement, and it said specifically, if one of us should die, our shares go to the survivor, then you're 100% owner of the company. But right now, his 50% shares are floating to his family, and you got some new partners to deal with. Yes,
So
that's
you
what I
totally
thought.
understand me.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
he first said-
silence is
Mr. Marine,
golden.
he first said, yes, I have an agreement.
Well, you can't listen to the people when they say
And
yes.
I took him at his word.
Never take them at their
But then
word.
it's not a written agreement. It's
Yeah.
just we had an agreement.
Well,
with
listen,
each other.
Stephen, I don't know. You could start a whole new company. You could, who knows? I don't know how serious this company is, how far along you are, and how much you're making money. But if you were like Coca-Cola, and you and Coke, you were Coke and he was Cola, and you two got together and created a company, and he died and his half of the shares went to his family, it wouldn't be Coca-Cola anymore. It would be,
Well, unless you bought them out.
it would be, it would be Coca and the family.
Coca family.
Yeah.
But you could, or
Do you hear Stephen? He's groaning.
sell
right
it to
now.
the Kane family, and you'd be cocaine.
Stephen is groaning.
Yeah.
Stephen, listen.
You can buy them out.
Brother, stay on the line, Stephen, because you need a Court Radio T-shirt so you can look at it every day and remember how you saved a few dollars on legal fees, and
What
now,
did they? Don't
and
they
now
say?
you're Coca and family?
Wait. Don't they say in the Marines, one of the things of the armed forces, always be prepared? That kind of thing.
No, that was the Boy Scouts.
Well, same thing. You.
I'm an Eagle Scout. I know that was
you didn't
the Boy
do that
Scouts.
one. You didn't do it. You didn't follow that one.
All right, Stephen, stay on the line. We'll be right. We're going to get your address. All right. God bless you. I love Stephen.
Yeah.
Stephen with the good voice, but not the good plan. Yeah. 215-227-2727. We're having fun with the law today, folks. If you've
It's
got
fun.
legal questions, David M. Rappaport has the answer.
Always.
We'll be right back in 2 minutes after these announcements.
For 20 years, Center City Medical Center has provided premium expert medical services for Philadelphia. Whether you need musculoskeletal rehab or an immigration physical, call 888-945-EXAM. Our board-certified physicians have more than 80 years' experience from post-injury rehab to DNA paternity testing. To make an appointment at one of our 3 convenient locations, call 888-945-EXAM. Get premium expert care. Center City Medical Center, serving Northeast, North, and Center City, Philadelphia. If you've been injured on the job and are entitled to workers' comp, you need someone fighting for you from the start. Call Jeffrey Gross, attorney at law. Don't rely on your employer or insurance company to get it right. Call 215-512-1500. If you're entitled to workers' comp or it's being challenged, Jeffrey Gross can help get the money you deserve, and he won't get paid unless you get paid. Call 215-512-1500. Jeffrey Gross, attorney at law, representing Pennsylvania's injured workers for more than 20 years. It's a legal and financial squeeze. You're unable to work because of an accident, but your legal case is still not settled, so you can't pay the bills to take care of your family. But now, thanks to U.S. Claims, you can. If you have a pending lawsuit, call 1-877-US-CLAIMS. While you're waiting for your settlement, U.S. Claims can help you pay the bills. Get out of the squeeze. Call 1-877-US-CLAIMS today. If you have legal problems and need answers, call My Philly lawyer, Dean Weitzman, first at 215-227-2727 for personal injury, medical malpractice, birth injury, and more. Call Dean first.
He will fight for your rights. That's what Dean Weitzman is all about.
Call My Philly lawyer, Dean Weitzman, first. 215-227-2727. My Philly lawyer, when winning matters most.
The following is a paid program brought to you by My Philly Lawyer. The views and opinions expressed are those of the sponsor and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the station and its management.
Need more legal answers? Here's more Court Radio with your host, Dean Weitzman.
Welcome back. It's Court Radio, and I'm Dean Weitzman, joined in the studio with my co-host, the one and only David M. Rappaport.
Good morning.
Hello, Dave.
Hello.
Folks, welcome back. It's Court Radio. 7 to 8, we answer your legal questions one at a time. All you got to do is give us a call at 215-227-2727. Simple enough. And if you miss court radio, that number will get you into My Philly Lawyer during the week. If you've got legal issues, if you've got motor vehicle accidents or slip and falls, potentially medical malpractice claims, divorce, you name it. You just give My Philly Lawyer a call and we'll take care of you. And
Or try to.
if we don't try, we do.
We do.
If you want to reach David and I during the week, we got a website all situated out.
Courtradio.
Courtradio.com.
.com.
That's correct, David. And you get to ask legal questions right there on Court Radio. And we may take your question during the week. All right? There you go. Now, with all that said, let's talk to... what happened? You took that question? Oh, okay. All right. Let's talk to Charles from Sicklerville, New Jersey. Hey, Charles, welcome to Court Radio.
How are you doing this morning?
We're doing well, thank you. And yourself?
I can't complain. I would like to make a comment real quick.
Okay.
Comment away.
Okay, Donald Trump. Donald Trump may be a little weird, but he's saying some pretty good things. You know,
Really, name one. Name one.
Name one?
Yeah.
Well, what he's saying is, all right, let's say about the border. We should have acted on it a long time ago. I am a 100% disabled veteran, and if you listen to his comments on TV, all of our veterans are heroes. He just clarified a statement saying that, well, one is a POW and one served. One was, one served.
No. What he said was that, he doesn't. He said a lot of things that, as a veteran, you should have been a little bit. I would think you would be offended by that. John McCain. It didn't matter. He was incarcerated. He was captured, and he doesn't like people who are captured, and that he didn't get captured because he deferred and didn't go to the war. I mean, nonsense things, crazy things.
He has a certain directive. You know, I mean, he's like Governor Christie. He's going to tell it like it is or like he feels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just raises some points that make you go,
Exactly.
Yeah, right. But here's the bottom line. He's a multi-gazillionaire. So if you think that he's going to be any different than any other multi-gazillionaire, he's going to be concerned for the little guy, right? Because he's saying some things. No, he won't be. He's going to pass laws that are going to help you with your benefits. I doubt it.
Yeah, you're right. But anyway, like I said, things that make you go,
Well, yeah.
Well, sure. Look, I give him all the props in the world. He's an entertainer. He's not dumb. He's gotten very successful. He knows what to say. He knows how to pique the interest of the American public.
And listen,
without question,
when I'm hiring somebody,
right.
and I want to get back to this hiring
and firing. Yeah,
you don't really want to hire somebody that makes you go, okay? No, you don't. You want to hire somebody that impresses you, and you think is going to make you a more successful company. And make you money.
Look, I have to admit, I'm going to go with our caller here. If that's the criteria, then you could argue that Donald Trump is the perfect man.
Wrong.
Very successful businessman.
If he was so successful, he wouldn't have stuck his foot so far down his throat that he ended up being tossed out of department stores on his clothing line, get his successful TV show closed down. I mean, these aren't the decisions made of a successful man. These are the decisions made of an egomaniac. He's so into his own thing, and he can't stop his mouth that he's willing to do anything. Go ahead, Charles.
You got politics involved. And I'm not a politician, but politics has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Now to my question.
Oh, you have a question?
Oh, Charles has a question.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I'm 100% disabled veteran. I've been married close to 10 years.
Right.
And what is my wife entitled to should I get a divorce? Because everything I got is tax-free. You know, I earned it. And I'd like to know, what is she entitled to?
Interesting question.
Now you might have stumped us.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you this: it's her she gloms onto your Social Security benefits if your marriage is greater than 10 years, 10 years or greater. Then she has an interest in your Social Security benefits, or they benefit her. But under 10 years, nothing. And so now the other question is, if you have a pension or if you have a disability benefit, does she get some of that? And I would say an under 10-year marriage, I doubt it.
Yeah, I'm not sure because if it's solely based on, you said 100% disability. If it's solely based on disability, I'm not so sure she would have any interest in that.
Right, I thought so. 'Cause it's getting close to 10 years, and
right.
You know, I'm 60 years old, and
is it time to get? Is it time to get out of this marriage, there, Charles?
No, it's not. It's just like I said, it's something that makes you go,
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Do you want us to change your name from Charles to like Steve or something for the purposes of this conversation?
No.
Okay.
I just want to know if this should go to court.
Right.
What is the judge going to tell me? Look, you got to give her half of your Social Security check.
No, I think you're safe with that.
Well, let's talk about usually what is deemed a long-term marriage is a marriage beyond 10 years. It's not a rule or law, but generally speaking, when you're talking about having to pay your ex-wife a alimony, then the marriage must be greater than 10 years.
Well, not only that, I would look at this. You were getting this benefit well before you, more than 10 years ago? The disability.
No, I married her after I got the benefits. She
right.
was with me when I went up to the hospital and things came through. But
okay.
I've been, I don't own her house. The house is in her name. I'm paying the bills.
Right.
You know.
Right. Well, you may be entitled to a part of that house. Any appreciation. So if the house was worth $100 when you all got married,
right.
and now it's worth $150, that extra $50,000 is marital property.
Yeah, you'd be entitled to a portion of that.
All right, Charles from Sicklerville. We appreciate your call and we thank you for listening. Have a great Sunday.
Bye-bye, gentlemen.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Let's talk to Rebecca from West Oak Lane. We're on a roll here with pensions and benefits.
Good morning.
I like that little. How are you, Rebecca?
I'm so blessed.
Have you been listening to Court Radio for a while?
Off and on. Yes, I have.
Okay.
Off and on, I have.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah. The question I have is, my brother, who was 53, was on my sister pension, beneficiary.
Uh-huh.
My mother,
right.
as well as him. Okay, she passed in April.
Who, your sister?
Of this year, my sister.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
So, however, my mother's name was first, my brother's name was second. Now, my mother passed 2012, so she got none of that. So they said that he was entitled. They sent him Monday past. He did get a check. Okay, but now they say he was only entitled to that one check, and that was it because her name was first and his name was second. And she worked for the Board of Education.
Yeah, I'm not following that.
Go back.
Well, I mean,
I need to follow that a little better there.
Her sister had a pension, and on the pension, the sister lists mom as a beneficiary should sister pass,
right,
and her brother as a secondary beneficiary. And mom passes first, so the first beneficiary is gone. Then your sister passes, and your brother is the surviving beneficiary. And so it sounds to me like he's entitled to whatever
everything
a beneficiary would be entitled
right.
to. And I don't know if it's more than one check or not. I mean, that's a different question. But it sounds like who else would it go to? Right?
No one else.
Right.
No one else.
No, and when a beneficiary, I'm pretty certain in that circumstance, when the beneficiary dies, the mother, it doesn't pass to her heirs. It's
Well,
done.
it wouldn't because she predeceased.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
She
So-
predeceased her daughter.
So the brother became the only beneficiary, and then she passes, and he's the beneficiary.
Yeah, I don't quite get it, but here's the deal. I mean, listen, if it could be a lot of money at stake. He should gather up all the paperwork and all the letters that he can, and if you have the actual documents from your sister, you should gather them up and come in and see Saul and have a consultation. These consultations are fairly quick, less than an hour, and they're not free. But the point is that obviously you've got some potential money at stake here, and a consultation may get you benefits that you're not getting now.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, well, that's why I questioned it, because it didn't sound
it
legit to me.
Doesn't sound right to David and I, but
No.
we would need to actually examine the documents in order to give you the final answer.
Well, he have all those.
All right. Have him call the office during the week, 215-227-2727, and ask for
Thank
Saul.
you so much, and we'll do that.
All right. Be well.
Okay.
Thanks for calling.
Have a blessed day.
You do the same. 215-227-2727.
The phone lines are busting.
I know. Edward. Yo, Ed from North Philly. Your number's been picked.
Okay. Could you hear me?
We can.
You can, but it's definitely not Edward.
That's not
on
Ed,
line
though.
3.
Uh-huh.
Your name is not Ed.
Is it Ed?
No, I said Louise.
Louise.
Yeah, Louise. Boy, that's really close to Ed.
I don't even have a Louise.
We don't even have. Go ahead.
Louise, what's your question?
Oh, my question is, my son, all right, ever since about 1999, they locked him up. They said down at BJ's he was involved with I guess a robbery or something like that. And so they caught, I know they was coming to my house and they was asking me, we want Richard Bonds. And I said, well, he's not here right now. And so they asked me, well,
Louise,
do you know where he at?
Louise,
Uh-huh.
what's the
Yeah.
question?
Oh, all right. He's been locked up for over, 15 or something years.
Yes, and the question?
And I was wondering,
Yes.
what can I do? Because I called down. I called down there and see if I could talk to him or something. And now when the lady to answer the phone, she said, "Well, I can't give out none of the information."
Where is he? Where is he?
He's at Abigon. You know what I'm trying to say?
No.
Abigon.
But he's up. He's up. I think he's upstate Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
Okay.
put him all the way up there.
Well, you're his mother, so you have
Yes.
visitation rights.
They said unless he put
Yeah,
my
he's got
name
to put her on the visiting list.
Yeah.
So if he's not putting you on the visiting list, then I guess you can't visit him. Why do you?
Because some reason he mad at me.
Why?
Well, I ain't lock him up. I
Yeah.
don't know. They got him, and they never got the other guys.
Well,
And
I got to
when
tell
they-
you that 15 years is an awful long time.
Yeah, he
to
must have
be-
done something.
Really, a long time to be angry, and but you can't. Would you go upstate if you were on the list to visit him?
Yeah, I'll go up there and see him. I don't even know what he look like now. That's
Yeah.
how I used to him.
Yeah. Well, maybe you could start by writing to him and see if you can ask him to put
I
you.
did that, and he won't. I even send him money, and he won't respond.
He took the money though. I bet.
I did. What did I do? I raised all 5 of my kids by myself. All their fathers are left.
Yeah, and all different. And you know what? I'd say if you're writing to him, Louise, and he's not picking up, there's very little you can do. But every once in a while, send him a new letter, and maybe he'll respond. Thanks for calling Court Radio. Have a great Sunday. 215-227-2727.
Send him a cake with a file in it or something. Maybe that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else you can.
How about just a cake?
With a little spoon in it, so you can dig a hole for like that. How about that Mexican drug guy. Was he Mexican? I think
The drug lord.
Yeah, you see that tunnel?
He's only like 4'3".
No, but the tunnel was like, it had air conditioning and no, really, I'm serious. The tunnel was air conditioned. They think there was a motorcycle waiting at the bottom for him. Like, this is all, this is what happens when you're a drug lord. You get people, they probably dug it from the opposite end towards him.
How embarrassing. If I was the Mexican government, okay, I would be like wearing one of those paper bags over my governmental
It was
head.
lit. It had lights all down it. I mean, the thing was, you could live in there.
I mean,
yeah, right. It was like the Lincoln Tunnel, right?
The Mexican government, the president of Mexico, whoever that is.
Well,
dare I say, I'm ashamed to say, I don't even know who it is.
That is horrible.
But whoever the Mexican president is, you should just take yourself out into the public
what did he
square.
Do? It's not his fault.
Oh, please! These people are idiots.
Well, he did have a history of tunneling.
Yes, come on. You take him, you shackle him to the floor if you want him to stay there, and come on, stop it.
Well, they had a camera in his cell. He went behind in the blind spot, which just happened to be right at the area where the tunnel opened. I mean, obviously he had assistance from others, but
yeah.
He probably paid every guard, very handsomely. Still, I thought it was kind of funny. It was air conditioned and the motorcycle and lights all down it. TVs. No, I don't know. There weren't TVs, but anyway.
Let's talk to somebody who's a Greek goddess. Let's talk to Athena.
Athena
from Cherry Hill.
Ooh,
Athena.
Hello.
Oh, she sounds like a goddess too.
A goddess. You are a goddess. Athena.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Thank you.
I will try to make this very, very quick.
We will force you.
We will make you.
Go ahead, Athena, because you're a goddess.
Okay.
We're going to give you your due.
We hate when that's the preamble. I'll try and be short.
It's a guarantee. It's a 40-minute question. A 40-minute question.
I'll try and be short, but I'm going to fail.
Right. And then.
Yeah,
okay. Go ahead.
Okay. I worked in New York as a legal secretary several years. In 2008, I got sick, and I had to have spinal surgery, and I was unable to work again. I'm 64 now, and I lose my disability at 65. In the meantime, I pulled out all my savings and all of my 401k to keep from losing my home. I had 2 children in college at that time. I managed to pay off the one child, but my youngest child is getting ready to graduate from grad school in engineering, and she's going on to PhD. Now, what happened during this time that I was sick, we got the regular student loans. This bank sent me a card and said, need help with student loan? We'll help you with $20,000. So we signed the first card. About 6 months later, we got another one. And take note, I had absolutely no income other than this disability. So we signed the second card. Now they're coming after us because they say that it was not a regular federal loan, that it was a private loan, and they don't have to go by the same standards as the government. I never saw that contract. I only saw that card. So I went to legal aid, and that attorney obtained the contract that had an astronomical interest rate. I mean, we owe them like $60,000 from these 2 cards.
Didn't you have to sign you had to sign to get the cards and everything, right?
Yeah, we had. It was like a little postcard, and I signed it, and my daughter signed it.
Did you get monthly statements from the card?
No, I received nothing from them until they sent me a letter a year ago. This was like 2010, saying that my loan was now due. That's why I went to the.
And so, what was the bottom? What was the bottom line that legal aid said? Do you have to pay it or don't you?
Well, legal aid said that it is a valid loan, he got them to hold off until she graduates from grad school, which is in December, but she's going on to PhD. So he advised me to file a Chapter 13.
Mm-hmm.
But we both are on the card. Now, I don't mind filing a Chapter 13 because I have to go back to work anyway when I turn 65, when most people are leaving work. If you need a legal secretary, let me know. But anyway, but my daughter has to go on, and she has to buy a apartment, to stay in and all of this. And this is going to really hurt her because we are both on this.
Yeah.
Someone told me this was a predatory lending scam. They moved on me. And I just found out on my credit report that they have sold this loan to another company that I have no idea who they are.
Yeah, well,
So,
the selling of the loan.
I don't know what to do.
Okay, well, the selling of loans happens every day, and it's totally legit. But if you have a dispute with Company A, that dispute will inure to Company B. In other words, if you have a defense to this loan, the fact that it got sold won't defeat your defense. So that's not a problem. But you will have to show.
But I did sign the card.
Right, and that's why, unfortunately, if you sign the card, my initial reaction, without having the benefit of seeing the actual documents, my initial reaction is that if you signed it, you're bound by it. And if daughter signed it, she's bound by it. And,
well, there's only one thing I can think of.
Go ahead.
Since it was a credit card, it is subject to...
No, it wasn't a credit card.
It's just a loan.
Was a yellow
I understand. A loan, rather. But you said they gave you a card. Well, whatever. If it's a loan, it is subject to usury laws, and there may be something about predatory as far as how much they're charging. It may be there may be rules against them charging that much, or ways in which they can charge and inform you. Something that you might want to look into.
Which I didn't even know how much they were charging me.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You need to. There's laws on that. They have to inform you and give you notice of that and all that. So.
Well, they took that little card and they Xeroxed it to the bottom of this so-called contract.
Good,
and
right.
That's what they mailed to him. That was the first time I've ever seen that.
Well, we'll have to see what the card said. The card might say on there what the interest rate it was.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I thought it was just regular.
Well,
so
here's what you
do?
could do. You just don't pay it, right?
Right.
December comes, you don't pay it. They then sue you and your daughter. And then all of these issues that you raise, you bring up in the defense of that claim.
To a judge.
Yeah, and then maybe the judge throws out the case and thereby
throws out the interest or
Right.
throws out some part of it.
Unfortunately, you're going to have to let this thing percolate up to a head in order to kind of get to these issues.
Well,
I mean, and let me just say this. You said you'd be willing to file 13, and that would be great for you, but it won't be.
But not her.
Not her. And a 13 only restructures it. It doesn't negate the loan.
And let's be honest here.
Oh, and one last thing.
I can't even pay a 13 at my income.
Right. And
she's
one
in
last
school.
thing. If this is deemed a student loans are treated differently in bankruptcy. They're
never get
they're never going to get tossed out.
But more importantly, one thing I'm not getting here, while we may be right that they're predatory and they charge too much interest and all that, if I'm correct from what you said, there were 2 times that you wrote this and you got $20,000 each time, right?
That is correct.
All right, so no one could argue, even you could not argue, you owe them at least $40,000. I mean, you have to understand you do owe them the money. So
That is correct.
Okay.
But my daughter and I thought that this loan would not come due until she finished school. The kind of engineer that she is going to be, she will be making a lot of money. And she says, well, Mama, we'll take care of this when I graduate from school. But now they're saying that they don't have to wait until she graduates.
Right. Well, here's the thing. Daughter can start earning some money as a PhD candidate. PhD candidates don't just go to school. They actually start making some money right away. And so...
Oh, I understand that. She actually works for her department.
So she's going to have to...
She's start making some payments.
Yeah. And you, like I said, you can work some deal out with them perhaps, but you're not going to probably get out of it. Thanks for calling Court Radio. Thanks for listening, and have a great Sunday. And thanks for weaseling in that she's legal secretary and, and available.
If you need any, right.
All right, we'll be right back after this quick break.
For 20 years, Center City Medical Center has provided premium expert medical services for Philadelphia. Whether you need musculoskeletal rehab or an immigration physical, call 888-945-EXAM. Our board-certified physicians have more than 80 years' experience from post-injury rehab to DNA paternity testing. To make an appointment at one of our 3 convenient locations, call 888-945-EXAM. Get premium expert care. Center City Medical Center, serving Northeast, North, and Center City, Philadelphia. If you've been injured on the job and are entitled to workers' comp, you need someone fighting for you from the start. Call Jeffrey Gross, attorney at law. Don't rely on your employer or insurance company to get it right. Call 215-512-1500. If you're entitled to workers' comp or it's being challenged, Jeffrey Gross can help get the money you deserve, and he won't get paid unless you get paid. Call 215-512-1500. Jeffrey Gross, attorney at law, representing Pennsylvania's injured workers for more than 20 years. It's a legal and financial squeeze. You're unable to work because of an accident, but your legal case is still not settled, so you can't pay the bills to take care of your family. But now, thanks to U.S. Claims, you can. If you have a pending lawsuit, call 1-877-US-CLAIMS. While you're waiting for your settlement, U.S. Claims can help you pay the bills. Get out of the squeeze. Call 1-877-US-CLAIMS today. If you have legal problems and need answers, call My Philly Lawyer, Dean Weitzman, first at 215-227-2727 for personal injury, medical malpractice, birth injury, and more. Call Dean first.
He will fight for your rights. That's what Dean Weitzman is all about.
Call My Philly Lawyer, Dean Weitzman, first. 215-227-2727. My Philly Lawyer, when winning matters most.
The following is a paid program brought to you by My Philly Lawyer. The views and opinions expressed are those of the sponsor and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of the station and its management.
Need more legal answers? Here's more Court Radio with your host, Dean Weitzman.
Good morning and welcome back. It's Court Radio, and I'm joined in the studio with my co-host, David M. Rappaport.
Hello, mate.
And folks, we're joined with all of our listeners as well, and we appreciate you to the ends of the earth.
Which just happened.
Yes. And today, it's been a fun day. 215-227-2727. We got callers on the line. Folks, if you've got legal questions and we don't get a chance to answer them, you can do one of two things. If you've got a legal matter that needs representation, by all means, give us a call during the week at My Philly Lawyer, 215-227-2727. Or if you'd like to pose a question for David and I that we would possibly choose and read on our next Court Radio show, go to courtradio.com, where you'll be able to pose your question directly to David and I throughout the week. David?
And you get a T-shirt if we use your question.
Okay.
Right?
Then why not?
I mean, you got to have these things.
Hook. The hook.
Right.
And that T-shirt will be signed by David Rappaport.
There you go. I'll sign it.
Yeah. We pre-signed them, David.
I'll even wear it.
You'll pre-wear it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Then you can frame it.
All right. There you go. Let's see. Let's talk to Chris from Germantown. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
Hello.
Is that Chris short for Christine?
It's Christina.
Christina. Okay.
Yeah.
How
Tried
are
to
you?
Fool us there.
How are you, Christina?
I'm blessed. Anytime my feet hit the floor, how are you?
I love
Okay.
that. I'm blessed as well. I'm here on Court Radio and I'm talking to you. What could
certainly
be
not
better than me? You know, I pinch myself every day I wake up. And Vince Hughes is in my presence.
And he is the most blessed of all.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
This is a man who has a permanent job too. I mean, doesn't get any better than that.
I know.
Yeah.
Look how relaxed he looks.
I know. He's like an island.
Suave.
He's like on an island today.
The man's got mojo.
All right. So, Christina, it's going to be difficult in the presence of Senator Hughes and his outfit.
We are all lesser
Yeah.
when he is in the room.
And he looks so
98 degrees
cool.
outside.
Yeah.
We said you look relaxed.
Can I one time?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
He's definitely not ready for church yet.
I've never seen him outside of his suit, I think.
Oh.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
Christina, what's your question?
Okay, I moved in my apartment August 2014. October 2014, my front door, you could tell it already had some type of damage where somebody kicked it in. He painted the piece of wood into place. So on October 16th, the piece of wood fell out. So on the inside, you could lock my door, but you could still just walk into my house. It was no security. It took him till April 17th to come fix my door. So each month I held my rent, and I told him to come get it at the end of the month. But just recently, I kept calling Ellen, and I found out 2 weeks ago he hasn't had a renter's license since 2013.
Okay.
So I'm trying to fight these late fees because he's charging me these late fees. The late fees that I owe him is far more than the rent that I owe him. So I'm trying to see, can I fight these late fees? Since, for one, I lived in my apartment for 6 months. I took a video every day.
What'd I say, Monica, before? Kill my landlord. Remember that Eddie Murphy thing? Kill my landlord.
Yeah.
CILL my landlord.
Please.
Here's what I would say. Here's what I would say, Mr. Murphy. I would say that what you want to do is I presume you put your money in escrow that you didn't pay him, or was it that you were paying him each month just late?
Right.
Were you paying him, or did you just hold the money for 6 months until he fixed the?
I was paying
She
him.
would pay at the end of the month.
Late.
Right.
Now, last time I made a payment, as far as I'm concerned, was in April. But I have May, I have June, and I have July's rent. But I didn't escrow it. But I do have it.
Okay. Well, I would say for other listeners, if you have a dispute with your landlord, always pay your payment and pay it on time. Just don't pay it to the landlord. Pay it into an escrow account. So if you're ever brought to court, you could show the judge, hey, I paid my rent on time.
Right, no late fees.
Right.
Right.
Then it would have been an easy answer. But because you were paying it every month, but just paying it late, I'd say you still owe the late fees. That would be my thing. Now, you say he doesn't have a renter's license, and I say that's going to prevent him from going into court to get your money.
Correct.
Until he buys a renter's license. But once he buys that renter's license, I think he's entitled to go in and ask for the late fees.
Yeah, the renter's license is an administrative type thing, and he can be slapped for that. But it's not going to in order your benefit. I mean, you were still living there, and you still have to pay rent. So,
so he can't take you to court.
Yeah, he can't
right
go
now.
to court because he doesn't have the right to.
Yeah, and you could leave, and you could find another place. But we, unfortunately, dear Christina, or Tina, are all out of time. See you next Sunday, folks. We'll be right back. Same place, same time. David?
Yes.
Nice to see you, son.
Same here.
All right.
Stay cool.
Peace out.